the result of our experiences during the war, with the unpreparedness for war, and which was then, up till 1940, a lucky 125th of April 1940, has caused a fundamental change in the attitude of the Norwegian people.
In April 1940, while the world watched Germany sweep across Europe with terrifying speed, something unexpected happened in the far north. Germany finally met resistance, real resistance, and for the first time in the war, they lost. Not in France, not in Poland, not in the skies over the west, but in a frozen Norwegian port called Narvik, surrounded by mountains, snowstorms, and a multinational Allied force determined to strike back. The Battle of Narvik became the first major Allied victory of World War II, and one of the strangest, coldest, and most dramatic fights of the early war. Why Narvik mattered? Narvik seemed like a remote Arctic town, far from the main centers of war. Yet in 1940, it was one of Europe's most valuable strategic points. Germany relied heavily on Swedish iron ore to build tanks, artillery, aircraft, and ammunition. But during winter, Sweden's southern ports froze solid, shutting down their main export routes. Only one harbor stayed open year-round, Narvik. Its deep, ice-free waters allowed iron ore shipments to continue even in the harshest months. This made Narvik the lifeline of the German war machine. If the Allies captured it, they could cut Germany's steel supply and cripple its ability to fight. Hitler knew losing Narvik would weaken Germany before the war truly escalated. That's why, from the very first day of the invasion of Norway, Narvik became a top German target. The German landings. On April 9, 1940, the same morning Denmark surrendered. 10 German destroyers slipped into the Ofot Fjord under heavy fog. On board were 2,000 elite Jebergsjager soldiers tasked with capturing Narvik quickly. But Norway resisted fiercely. Coastal batteries opened fire, and the fjord erupted with thunder as shells crashed into German ships. Explosions echoed across snowy cliffs. Although the Germans managed to land and seize the town, their situation turned dangerous. Several destroyers were badly damaged, ammunition was nearly gone, and fuel was completely depleted. They couldn't return home. The Germans held Narvik, but they were stranded in one of the harshest regions in Europe, surrounded by mountains, fjords, and brutal weather. They had taken the town, yet had no control of the surrounding territory, leaving them isolated and vulnerable to the Allied counterattack already forming. The First Naval Battle. A day after Germany seized Narvik, the British Navy launched a fast, aggressive counterstrike. British destroyers charged straight into the fjord, firing as they advanced. Snow mixed with thick smoke as ships exchanged shells at dangerously close range. The narrow fjord became a deadly arena, explosions lighting the cliffs, debris crashing into icy waters. Germany's destroyers, already low on ammunition and completely out of fuel, had no chance to escape. By the end of the fierce engagement, half of Germany's entire destroyer fleet was destroyed. It was a devastating naval loss that weakened the Kriegsmarine for the rest of the war. Meanwhile, the German troops stuck ashore were now completely isolated. No reinforcements, no supplies, and no naval support. The British had turned Narvik into a frozen trap, surrounding Germany's elite mountain troops deep inside the Arctic North. The Allies land. By late April, Allied forces arrived in northern Norway, turning Narvik into one of World War II's most international battlefields. Norwegians defended their homeland with determination. British infantry, trained for Arctic fighting, advanced through snow and ice. French Foreign Legionnaires brought unmatched aggression and discipline. Polish soldiers, eager to strike back after losing their country, fought with fierce determination. But the harsh environment challenged everyone. Waist-deep snow slowed movement. Freezing temperatures weakened soldiers and weapons. Fog rolled across mountain passes, hiding cliffs and German positions. Avalanches and blizzards disrupted supply routes. Despite everything, the Allies advanced step by step, pushing German troops out of valleys and further into the mountains. Narvik became a brutal contest, not just against German forces, but against one of the most unforgiving landscapes in the world. the battle in the mountains. As fighting moved into the mountains, Germany's elite Gebirgsjäger entered terrain that matched their training: steep cliffs, icy ridges, and deep snowfields. Yet even they were pushed to their limits. Cut off from reinforcements, running low on ammunition, and exhausted from days of combat, their situation grew desperate. The Allies pressed forward. Norwegian ski units glided down slopes with speed and accuracy. French and Polish troops advanced through blizzards, refusing to slow down. British naval guns hammered German defensive lines from the sea. Inch by inch, village by village, the Allies reclaimed ground. By late May, they broke through the German positions and recaptured Narvik. It marked the first forced German retreat of the war, a symbolic and strategic victory that proved the enemy could be pushed back, even during Europe's darkest days. A victory cut short. Just as the Allies celebrated retaking Narvik, a new disaster unfolded. On May 10th, Germany launched massive invasions of Belgium, the Netherlands, and France. The Western Front collapsed rapidly, creating a crisis far larger than Norway. Britain and France urgently needed troops back home. Churchill made the difficult decision: evacuate Norway immediately. Narvik wasn't abandoned because it lacked importance. It was abandoned because Europe was falling apart. Allied troops withdrew quickly, leaving behind their hard-won victory. Within days, German forces regrouped and retook Narvik. The triumph that had inspired hope vanished almost instantly. The loss wasn't due to failure in battle, but the shifting priorities of a war exploding across the continent. Narvik became a reminder that even hard-earned victories could disappear when the larger war turned critical. Why Narvik still mattered. Even though the Allies withdrew, the Battle of Narvik had long-lasting consequences. Germany's loss of 10 destroyers permanently weakened its navy, ships that could have been crucial in later battles against Allied convoys. The fighting also delivered something rare in 1940, a clear Allied victory. At a time when Europe was collapsing, Narvik proved that German forces could be defeated. Norway's courageous defense inspired other nations, showing that even a smaller country could strike a powerful blow against Hitler. The battle also highlighted a deeper truth of the war: resources were just as important as armies. Control of Narvik meant control of iron ore, which fueled Germany's industry. The fight revealed how global and resource-driven World War II would become. Narvik was more than a remote Arctic town. It was a strategic warning for the future. The Battle of Narvik stands out as one of the most dramatic early campaigns of World War II. A trapped German force, a desperate Allied counterattack, snow mountains, fjords, and naval battles in frozen waters. The first real German defeat, followed by a withdrawal that symbolized the chaos of 1940. Narvik showed that victory in war isn't just about winning battles. It's about time, resources, and the shifting priorities of nations fighting for survival. In the frozen north, the Allies proved they could stop Germany. But in the wider war, they had much bigger fires to put out.